Buff Nation!
Let's go.
Welcome into DNVR Buffs Prime Time. We are presented by Legal Pete's. Check out any of their 10 Colorado locations for happy hour 3 to 6 p.m. every single day. Jake and RK here. And we're getting faster too, or is it just Colorado?
I haven't tested my speed out in a minute. I think I'm getting faster.
I'm trying to go back to the gym, so I've been striding it out, and I don't know. I'm feeling like I could maybe suit up and run a 4.3 now too. No,
I doubt that. Yeah, I doubt that.
Well, they don't need me because they've got Tarvarish Dawson, man.
Dude can fly.
Yep, a former 4-star recruit out of Fort Myers, Florida. But another flip.
Fort Myers, eh?
Yeah.
Get ready to hear that a lot.
Yes. Shout out Coach Cheney. We're going to talk about him a lot today.
Yep.
But another flip. I can't remember the last flip we had.
Man, I mean, it goes back to those early
Was it Cormani?
recruiting weekends. Could have been Cormani. Yeah, I mean, Dylan, obviously the first one.
Right.
Huge. And there's clearly a concerted effort by Coach Prime to add speed to the team. People, are pointing around at stats and this, that, and the other thing, and he didn't even contribute at Auburn, blah, blah, blah. You're getting speed. And Coach Prime wants speed everywhere, and he wants it in a plentiful amount because speed kills. It really does. And when you can put teams into mismatched nightmares with speed, remember, let's go back all the way to when they hired Sean Lewis. How much do we talk about how this offense is about getting the ball into a playmaker's hands and letting them make a play? That is what the entire offense is predicated upon. Now, sometimes the defense will call for that to be over the top, right? And so speed is valuable there. And that's what people think of when they think of speed. They think of a guy running in a straight line behind the defense and getting open. And that will happen. That will be a part of what they do here. But where speed really kills in this offense is we're slinging it out to you on the outside. You're needing to make one man miss. And once you do, there's green grass for days. Mm-hmm. And we need you to eat it up quickly. So when you put Jimmy Horn on the field and you put Willie Gaines on the field and you put Tarvarish Jackson on the field, or Tarvarish Dawson on the field, we'll talk about Jackson later. You're putting the defense in a bad position. And you're putting the defense in a position where they got to decide, okay, are we going to sit back and allow this guy to get his ball in the ball in his hands and hope we can make the tackle, or are we going to press up and allow them to go over the top of us?
Yep.
And Sean Lewis trusts Shedeur Sanders to make those reads, and he will allow him to go to the line and say, okay, the defense wants to give us this, we'll go with this, and it's a beautiful thing. So there is no coincidence about why all these guys that you see Coach Prime adding have something in their bios about their speed, or if you go back and read about them in high school, you'll hear about how they were track athletes, because speed puts you in a bad position on the defensive side of the ball.
So the entire timeline, Tarvarish Dawson entered the portal when it opened on the 15th, committed to Cincinnati on the 22nd, and then yesterday, so that's almost a week and a half, probably more than that. But the connection, he attended Lehigh Senior High School in Lehigh Acres, Florida, where he was coached by one James Cheney, who has proven to be a bad man for Coach Prime.
He is. His value has been demonstrated immediately. But also Fort Myers, that's Coach Prime's stomping grounds.
Yep.
So, again, the relationships that he has created, and also just the reputation that he has across the South, but specifically in Florida, is just going to make these types of polls so much easier. Then you add in these guys on his staff that he surrounds himself like a James Cheney, and it becomes a lot easier. So, we talk so much about how would you not want to play for Coach Prime, but also if you're from where he's from, that just makes it even bigger. I think it was his post. He said, "Same city, same goals," and that's greatness. So, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for the way that Coach Prime constructs this roster, because it's the way that I would want to construct a roster. Right. And speed being the main catalyst at all the skill positions is exactly what I would want to do. I mean, think about it. I just named all those wide receivers who can really go.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even talk about Dylan Edwards.
Yep.
Who might be the fastest one of them all.
I know.
And so now you have all, I mean, let's just say you're Oregon State. You know, you're a well-coached football team. You've got some big guys. You're a strong team. You cannot match up with that speed.
Yep. Well, it's funny. Last year, Oregon State was so much faster than CU.
Mm-hmm.
That stood out in particular to me. And now CU's really kind of leveled the playing field in an impressive amount of time, too. 5 months.
Yeah. And that's what's so crazy about all of this is the speed at which Coach Prime is flipping it. And it's a little bit, I'm sensing a Moneyball-esque approach to how he is building this roster. It doesn't all have to be these guys who produce at an insane rate. It is fitting people into a specific role and asking them to do what they are good at, and finding people with elite abilities, even if it's just in one category. If you have elite speed, there is a use for you. And then it's on the coaching staff to bring you in and well-round your game out, right? You can't just run straight. You got to be able to run a comeback. You can't, you got to figure out how to run that dig and all that stuff. That's on the coaching staff. But bring in guys who do one thing incredibly well and ask them to do just that. And you build a roster without needing superstars just yet, even though you have a couple. Shador's going to be a superstar. Travis Hunter's a superstar. We could go on down the list and find a couple more. But filling out this roster was never about getting, the Heisman Trophy winner to transfer to Colorado. This was always about upgrading what you had.
Exactly.
You have some stars. You'll hope to hit on a few more. And now you need guys who you can place in roles. Heck, it might just be being, a gunner on punt.
Right.
But you got to fly.
Dude, special teams is huge if you got speed. Returning.
Yes, exactly. So each role has a defined attribute that you're really looking for in it, especially when you're trying to add depth. And it's not just going out there and getting guys who were stars. It's about getting guys who can do one thing really well for you. And it is similar to Moneyball. And I wonder how much analytics and these sort of things are being involved in this, because I know it's not nothing. But it's there's a, again, if you just pay attention to what Coach Prime is doing, he tells you what he's doing.
Yeah. I was going to talk about something else, but you just brought up the analytics and stuff. And I think that they haven't really said that they're working with analytics, or they have actually. They work with something at Jackson State. I can't remember what the firm is.
And they brought it over.
Yes. But, I mean, Coach Prime is like on the cutting edge of this stuff, man.
I know. And it's what makes him even more special is the combination of old school and new school.
Yes.
He might be doing that better than anyone.
For sure. So this portal period, I mean, James Chaney seems to be the driving force for this one. Coach Prime and James Chaney attended Florida State together back in the day. We've gotten 3 Florida State kids in now, a couple from the Fort Myers area. Now you bring in Tarvarish Dawson, who's also from the area. I don't think they're done yet either.
No, I mean, if you could go on to like 24/7 and just sort players by state and just start picking them off, like that's what's happening here.
We may have to do that now. Just go down the top prospects from Florida.
Well, and we should count them off because, again, Coach Prime already told you, 15 Florida boys. You needed 15 more Florida boys. So we can just start checking them off. Okay, well, now they're down to 9 or whatever it may be.
Right. All right. Next thing we'll talk about today is Mr. Ryan Wingo. He had a very interesting quote, just in terms of what he said, but the timing of it too. He's it seems, if you kind of read into things, maybe cooled down a little bit on CU, right? I mean, he's a 5-star guy. He's been taking his time. He's been gathering offers. But he had this quote from On3 when he was asked about programs that will develop him and where he wants to play. I'm not too much into NIL. I want to get to the next level, the NFL. That's my biggest goal. NIL is just kind of short-term money, Ryan.
I just love that quote. I love that quote. Short-term money is a incredible perspective to have.
It is. That's amazing for a 17-year-old.
But where did he get it?
Yep.
Straight from Coach Prime's mouth.
Yes,
Do you have
sir.
the exact quote? I'm looking for it.
The Coach Prime one?
Yes.
Um,
I know the genesis of it is I want guys who are interested in the NFL, not NIL.
right.
But, he expounded on that even more. Let's see. Found a headline here.
When was that the signing day press conference when he said that?
Yeah, I mean, he's said it a few times. So here's one in an interview with Coach Reed on signing day. It's becoming free agency, and if you don't have it, you won't be able to compete. It's another way to keep the schools that don't have the proper funding down. First of all, I'm not giving a kid anything like that. I want you to focus on the NFL, not the NIL.
I just typed in Coach Prime, kids focus on NFL, not on NIL on Google. There's an article from August 2022. There's an article from May 2022.
December 15th, 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what he's building this program on.
Yep.
And
Here's February 1st. We are not here for the NIL. We are here for the NFL.
Yep. And it's another kind of, I guess, unconventional take, because a lot of schools have seen, with the portal and with NIL now, it's just crazy. Hit up the boosters. Let's just stack the collective and try and get as many high profile guys here. But Coach Prime sees past that, man.
I can't wait for the article in 5 years from now coming out from a place that does deep dive investigative journalism about all the money that was wasted on NIL. The $13 million quarterback who never played for the school and all this stuff. There's going to be an incredible expose into the money that was just lit on fire, giving a 17-year-old kid millions of dollars before you know if he can even cut it at this level. And that's Coach Prime's philosophy on this is I'm not giving a dude all that money to come in here and suck. And then all of his teammates are looking around when he's walking in with, a Louis backpack and, he parks his Ferrari in the garage. And they're like, what the hell? How did this guy get all this when I'm a walk-on who's better than him?
Right.
It's a bad situation for a team, and it definitely messes with the interpersonal dynamics.
Oh, yeah.
So Coach Prime doesn't want to allow that to happen. And so my question to you about Ryan Wingo was this on purpose, quoting Deion Sanders, or was it subliminal? He just has it in his head because he listens to what he says.
That's a good question. Ryan Wingo, I don't think so. From the St. Louis area, I don't know if they've really gone into that area yet. So obviously he visited for junior day. So there's the connection with the program.
I think
it's kind of subliminal.
I think it is a little bit too, but I bet you he knows that that's where it came from.
Right.
So when he said it, he wasn't trying to hint that he loves Deion Sanders.
Right.
But he was trying. He Coach Prime said that to him.
Yes.
And that stuck, and he knows that. The short-term money thing is like we said, really high-level stuff for a 17-year-old to be thinking about, because someone throws $1 million at you and you're that age, that feels like an unlimited amount of money.
I know.
But if you sign a 4-year contract or a 5-year contract for your first-round pick, that is life-changing, generational. Take care of your family, and your maybe even your kids will be all right.
Right.
With that type of contract. So it's great. And I do think that there will be an impact on some players who secure the bag at a low rate, 500,000, 2 million, and get complacent. When you've had nothing your whole life, and then all of a sudden you've got a lot.
Yeah.
It's very easy, and I won't even blame the kids, because I honestly don't think people that young should have that much money ever.
Yeah, for sure.
At least, without proper guidance of what to do with it. It's going to cause some guys who probably would have been NFL players if they knew they had to work their ass off every day in college to secure the bag, think, I'm good, I got it, essentially bust out, and that money dries up a lot quicker than they thought it did, and it's an unfortunate situation. So I really appreciate Coach Prime's stance on it. We've talked about it before, it is going to result in losing out on some guys.
Yeah.
But if you get the Ryan Wingos of the world, you're going to be just fine.
Right. And it's kind of a snowball effect, right? Once guys kind of come to campus and see that you're actually taking this NFL, not the NIL thing, seriously and sending guys to the NFL, just snowballs, man.
Totally.
On Ryan Wingo, he has not released any top schools. Again, from St. Louis, Missouri, 5th overall wide receiver, 22nd overall player in this class of 5-star, already 6'2", 205. He does have 4 official visits set with Missouri, Michigan, Texas, and Georgia. And this is all through the month of June.
Okay.
So we'll see. It's still early.
Yep.
All right. A couple quick hitters, and then we'll watch some film. Michigan State cornerback Charles Brantley withdrew from the portal.
So I told you this was going to happen. Guys are going to hit the portal, find out their price, and then, go back to their school and say, all right, portal says I'm worth this much. Can you match?
Yeah. And he was, I'm sure, in high demand yesterday. He was in the portal for I don't even know if it was 24 hours.
No, it was quick. I feel like it's almost like a video game. Like in FIFA, if you put a player up for sale, you'll get 3 offers in your inbox that day. And you advance. That's what this is like.
Right.
You hit the portal, all the coaches know. They start blowing up your inbox. You go back to the school. If you might have never wanted to leave.
Oh yeah,
but you want to know your value.
Former BYU receiver Cody Epps has been offered by Colorado. Other teams mentioned that have also offered are Auburn, Miami, Ole Miss. Signed with BYU in 2019. I don't know if he went on his mission or not. He didn't play in 2021. Played in 2020. 2022 last year, 39 receptions, 459 yards, and 6 touchdowns. And then former Northwestern State wide receiver Jacob Antonio has been offered by Colorado. 6'4", 220.
Oh. From where?
Northwestern State.
6'4".
Do you know where Northwestern State is?
Okay, let me think about this.
Don't tell him, chat.
It would be too obvious for it to be in Illinois. Because that's where Northwestern is.
Yes.
Is it in a Northwestern state?
No.
Okay, that's making this very difficult. I'm going to say...
There's no way you get this.
Northwestern State is in New Hampshire.
Louisiana.
Okay.
Former Shabbat College cornerback Marvell Anderson.
So wait, is it technically Northwestern Louisiana State?
I guess. I don't know. I remember the first time I learned about them because they played against LSU, opening up a game, one of the first games of the season a few years ago.
Okay.
And I was like, wow, this doesn't make any sense. Why would a team from Portland come to
right
to Baton Rouge? And then I found out, no, they're actually from Louisiana.
All right, Northwestern Louisiana.
Yep. But anyway, Shabbat College cornerback Marvell Anderson to return to Colorado for a visit on the 30th. He visited Colorado at the end of February. 6'1", 196. We'll check out some of his film too. But finally, Ryan, it's time. Where in the world is Tim Brewster?
Let's find out. He was in Louisiana yesterday.
He was.
Maybe he stopped by Northwestern State.
Do you want to guess where he is?
I'll stay in the area based on travel dynamics and say he is in Alabama.
Close. Tim Brewster. Okay.
Wow, Northwestern State is in southern Louisiana.
Yeah,
So
it's wild.
Couldn't make any less sense.
I told you, it's crazy. But Tim Brewster, so I think he flew into Atlanta yesterday. Or, Atlanta. So,
okay.
That's where he's at.
In Georgia.
And with that, 2025 4-star tight end Emery Winston receives an offer from CU from Calhoun, Georgia. 6th tight end in the 2025 class, 157th overall player.
Finding dogs.
He's doing the thing. All right, we'll get to the film. But first, a word from our friends over at Pins and Aces, the official golf apparel company of ALLCITY and DNVR. We have the Scramble.
Yes.
I'm sure it's going to be decked out in Pins and Aces stuff on Friday.
Yes, I am definitely wearing my Pins and Aces on Friday. This is a rare case of where I will be working and twerking at the same time because it's a DNVR sponsored event. So, you know, well, I have no choice but to go.
A man of multiple talents, you are. Pins and Aces has amazing polos, hats, golf bags, and even our favorite beer sleeve. Check out pinsandaces.com and use code DNVR to receive 15% off your first order and get free shipping. That's pinsandaces.com. Then, of course, shout out to Shador's #2 barbecue sauce, the tomato-based, rich, thick, sweet molasses-style barbecue sauce with tangy vinegar and fiery heat that finishes with a subtle smoky notes. You guys have been absolutely crushing this and blowing this up. And the offer is still on the table. Head on over to plbse.com for a limited time and use code ALLCITY, all one word, ALLCITY, and check out for 10% off your order of Shador's #2 barbecue sauce. Let's get to the tape. What?
I'm just laughing because Connor Johnson is upset that I said CU is going to be faster than Oregon State. I knew it when I said it that he would say something about it.
Yeah,
Comment too earlier.
Oh, Connor's getting ripped.
All right.
All
Who are we
right.
watching?
We're going to start off with our guy that we led the show with, Tarvarish Dawson,
Okay.
of course, out of Lehigh Senior. So he played technically last season. I don't know how many games, but only 2 receptions, 30 yards. Did not play the year before as a red shirt, but of course was playing out of Lehigh for Coach Chaney. And this guy can run, man. According to 247 Sports, he also ran the 100 and 200 meter as well as the relay.
Alyssa, would you mind taking the bottom banner off?
Cameraman, what is going
Oh,
on
that
there?
was tough work from the camera.
In 2018, he finished 4th at the 3A state track meet with a 10.71 100 meter dash.
But then he ran faster than that later, I believe.
I think he did. I think in his bio he has. I think he got down to like 10.5.
10.58 is what I have in my head.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Was a 2-way player, I believe. Yep. So he, of course, is lightning quick. Was recruited by some schools to play cornerback at the next level, but as we learned, he is absolutely a wide receiver. A little bit slight, though. 5'10",
right, we're back.
175.
Yeah, I mean, he looks small on this tape, too. Obviously, he's had a chance to bulk up a little bit in a SEC strength and conditioning program. But we'll get a good idea of the speed here on tape.
Let me see what Auburn had him listed at.
Wow, that is a really bad throw. But he had 10 yards of separation.
Yeah. Man, he gets off the line so well.
Damn.
So last year, he was actually listed smaller than his 247.
Oh, God.
5'11", 165.
Sheesh, that is tiny.
But, I mean, that's pretty similar size to...
Oh, that
I
was
mean,
on defense. Okay.
pretty similar size to Willie Gaines.
Yep.
And honestly, not too far off from Jimmy Horn, who was 5'10", 175. Is this defense again? Or
What is going on with the camera? It's so
Oh,
bad.
no.
How does that clip even make the tape?
Yeah. Slant to the crib?
So close to keeping it in frame the whole time.
Nice to these high school kids.
It's usually their parents.
Even worse.
In my experience, it was one of the football managers up on top of the like press box.
Oh my
doing it.
God. This is the worst camera work I've ever seen on anyone's tape.
Oh, we'll give it a couple more plays, and then we can switch up the reels. Here we go.
Nice
Nice ball tracking.
Ooh, and then the little swerve to finish the play. That's nice.
Yep. H family says same size as Deshaun Jackson. I mean, all these guys are kind of in that mold at this point.
Oh, yeah. Devontae Smith.
Yep. To the crib, man. Little safety now?
Yep. Put that speed out there and just let him break on it.
All right, we'll give it one more. Wow.
He came down
my
with that? My God. Good ball skills. Definitely has the speed.
Yep.
We didn't see a lot in terms of routes on that tape. They might have been there. The camera just wasn't pointed at them.
That's a good point.
But, again, get that speed, put it out there.
Yep. Next guy. Your guy, Ryan. JaQuae
Let's go.
Jackson.
This tape is electric.
Where is he out of again? Do you know off the top of your head?
Oh, yes. California University of Pennsylvania.
That's right. JaQuae Jackson listed at
6'3", 175.
I will confirm here shortly.
Here we go.
So this is actually. Let me
that
see.
is not him. Is that him?
Oh yeah, this is his senior high school tape. though.
Oh, we got to get the. Okay, I was gonna say he definitely did not wear number 20 in the one that I was watching. But we can watch this for a minute.
Yeah, let me find this.
Ooh, returner. Oh my God. There's no way he gets out of this. What? Bro, every player on the team just tried to tackle him at once.
I found his sophomore year tape. If we want that.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. That was crazy though.
I didn't see it. I missed it.
Man.
Let this go or switch?
No,
Switch it.
let's switch it. I will tell you about him though. Obviously, a big guy. Started all 10 games his sophomore season, which is hard to tell because now everyone has 3 sophomore years.
Oh yeah.
I'm assuming this is 2021. Finished with 744 receiving yards and 8 touchdowns on 58 receptions. Finished 3rd in the league in receptions per game, 8th in receiving yards per game. Led the team in all-purpose yards. Also a punt returner.
But that's not even his best season.
I think last year he was better. You're right.
Yeah, last year was the 1,100 yards.
Yep, exactly. 77, 1,178 yards and 13 touchdowns. So this is the year before that.
Oh, this tape is from that year?
The year before that.
Okay.
I mean, he still had a great season that year. Where? Okay, there he is.
See, this is how you get tape.
In the slot for a big guy, too. Or bigger guy, I guess. Tall guy.
Look at that separation
some
after
speed.
the catch. Yeah.
Who is this? This is JaQuae Jackson again. Playing him out of the slot quite a bit here. Oh my God.
Yeah, he is an absolute beast.
James B asked, did he visit or does he have one coming? He was here.
He was here this
last
weekend.
week.
Yeah.
This weekend or
Or
last weekend?
This most recent weekend.
Okay.
See, I have an even better highlight tape. We should have talked about this before.
On Hudl?
Yeah.
We can go to.
We'll watch one more. I'm going to send this to Alyssa.
Okay. Do we want to do Marcell Anderson after this, then come back to our guy?
Sure.
All right, we can go back to Marcell Anderson, Alyssa. So Marcell Anderson out of Shabbat College. believe that's in California.
Wow. How classy.
Oh, he's coming from way downhill here. He's drawing the biggest circles on himself. He can hit, though.
Definitely can hit. Yeah, that's first 2 clips he wants to show hits. Is that the size of our screen why we can't see that? Or is it the tape?
It surprised me if it's the tape. So he's listed at cornerback, playing some safety here.
A lot of
though.
safety. Almost all safety.
Yeah. Let me try and find some stats.
They love onside kicks where he goes. Oh, okay, this is a regular kick.
Who was the coach that did that? Do you remember?
I don't, but there was a guy who went for 2 every time, onside kick every time, went for every 4th down, and like
Won
never
state
lost.
title or something. Yeah. So last year played in 9 games. Sorry. Looks like.
Damn. Oh, okay. Thought he picked that.
Oh, we're getting practice film now. All right, we can go to the other one of JaQuae Jackson whenever you're ready. But Marcell Anderson, he had only 18 tackles last year, only played in 9 games, but a guy that they're obviously interested in. If he's already visited in February, I don't know if that was for junior day or not, but then is coming back at the end of the month. And they've been trying to go after lots of JUCO guys.
Yep. All right, this is the tape that I saw that made me fall in love with JaQuae Jackson.
Oh, yep. That'll work. What class is he? These are all guys like JUCO transfers.
Yep.
Except for our guy, Tarvarish Dawson, who, of course...
Transferred from Auburn.
Yep. Wow.
This dude is just a beast. Obviously, he's playing at the Division II level, but...
Oh, wait, I remember watching this. Didn't you send me this?
Probably.
I think I remember watching this. Yeah. This guy's sick.
This is like... He might be my number 1 target right now. Look at that.
Yeah, we could use
on
that.
your head.
This guy's playing all over the field, too. He's playing in the slot. He's playing out wide. He's got the speed right there. Look at that.
Slot fade. Yeah, dude. He was unguardable. Unguardable at this level, which makes sense because I think he can play at Power 5.
Yep.
Great throw. Oh, this is the one that I sent you. I was like, this quarterback is tossing dimes.
That's right.
He should come be our backup. You saw that one.
Yep.
Look at the acceleration, man.
So you have Travis, you have Jimmy Horn. Now you bring in Willie Gaines. Tarvarish Dawson, we'll see. Bring in a younger guy. Shane Hooks is still a target. We talked about another wide receiver today.
See ya.
Cody Epps.
Another dime, dude. Hit him in stride.
What's did you look up the quarterback stats?
No.
Let me see.
I could watch these highlights all day because this is just good football from this quarterback and wide receiver. On the run. This team had to be good. I'll be shocked if they didn't win a ton of games.
6-5.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. All right, passing. Your guy is Noah Mitchell.
All right.
And the page just
Froze.
totally took me off of what I was reading. So
okay,
give me 2 seconds.
People are asking, who is this again? That is JaQuae Jackson. That is his most curated highlight tape. He had, 70-plus catches for over 1,100 yards and 13 touchdowns?
Something like that. I'm off
Maybe
that
16
now.
touchdowns. He is an absolute beast. He was playing at California University of Pennsylvania.
You want to guess their mascot?
Oh, God. I feel like I should have seen it in those
What if
highlights.
I show? All right, I'll zoom in on the logo here.
Okay.
Can you tell me what that is?
Huh. I mean, it looks like Thor.
Kind of does look like Thor.
The Hammers?
No. The Vulcans.
Yep, I knew I saw it. It was in the end zones. Now that you said it. 77 catches, 1,178 yards, 15 touchdowns last season.
Yep, we take that.
And I want that quarterback as our backup.
When do they stop offering wide receivers, do you think?
Once they have like 10 of them that they really like.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how deep most teams go. It's going to be weird in this scenario because usually a lot of those guys are guys you recruited and you just recruit 4 or 5 every year.
Right.
But since you're starting from scratch now, you're going to have to get a bunch of transfer wide receivers in here. Now, you do have the incoming freshmen, right? Wasim.
Right.
Who was the other ones?
Jacob Page.
I
mean, of course, the 4-star guys, Omarion Miller and Adam Hopkins.
Okay, so there's 4. So they probably need, plus Jimmy Horn.
Caleb Mathis.
They probably only need 4 or 5 more.
They're going to get there.
Yeah, maybe even less.
Probably pretty quickly, too, at this point. All right, guys, get your questions in now. We will get to them very shortly. But first, a word from our presenting sponsor, Illegal Pete's. Spring is here, and that means patio beers. Kick off the spring season with a house beer bucket for you and your whole crew. 5 refreshing 16-ounce beers for $15. Doesn't get much better than that. So head out to any Illegal Pete's location. Have a bucket of beers on the patio. Illegal Pete's, your go-to spot for burritos, buddies, and beer. Maybe one of those beers being a Breckenridge Brewery beer. You guys know we love our Breck brews here at DNVR. I've got a massive bucket of Avalanche Amber Ale right in front of me. You can also get the Strawberry Sky Vanilla Porter Jr. for Nugget season or the Mile High City Golden Ale. Tons of great options. Is that Neely checking in? What's up?
Yeah. Uncle Neely coming with the speed.
Yes, sir. What's up, Neely? But you can check out Breckenridge Brewery's beer locator at www.breckbrew.com to find a Breckenridge Brewery beer near you.
The chat gets so hyped when Neely comes through. I love it so much.
Yep. Neely just turned it all up, man.
We need Neely back in Colorado.
Yep.
Come home.
We need to get Neely here at the bar.
I know. We still haven't had a chance.
Soon. Chat is going wild. All right, who's got questions?
What do we got today? How many likes do we have?
We're at 194.
Got to get 300.
So you guys, there you go, 195, 105 more. You have about 10, 15 minutes. Angela, Arcane Jake, with all this speed, will Pac-12 defenses have to play zone in Tampa 2, which equals number 2, averaging 300 yards or more a game? I mean, the Pac-12 that's just the type of league it is. It's almost like glorified 7-on-7 at times. Not as much as the Big 12, but it can get like that.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what teams do. I'm so excited to care about that again. Like, it's not like for me, obviously last year, I was helping you out a little bit, but not nearly as like involved with prepping for games or any of that stuff. Like, I'm not looking at Oregon State tape to see what defenses they're running and how JT Shrout's going to attack it last season.
Oh, please.
This year, I'm so excited to go watch and see what these teams like to do and figure out how, Sean Lewis and Shedeur are going to attack it. And, of course, Coach Prime will be involved in the game plan as well. But it's that fires me up because I do that, for the Broncos, and that's always so fascinating to me. But I'm excited to do it for the Buffs. Whatever you do, this offense is going to be ready for it.
Yep.
Like if you're going to play Tampa 2, then those little like swing bubbles and all that stuff are going to have numbers on the outside.
Yep.
There's just I know there are ways to stop this offense. There has to be, or everyone would be running it. I just don't know if teams are going to have answers for how smart Shedeur is with the ball.
Right. Yes, Xavier Weaver from USF is another guy who tends to kind of fall through the cracks.
He does,
but
man. He had 900 yards last
he
year.
He outproduced Jimmy Horn last year.
He outproduced every wide receiver that transferred out combined.
Yeah, crazy, man. But I've got some ideas to kind of cover like the Pac-12 and stuff for the summer.
Cool.
So
I'm excited.
we'll get down to that. Eric with the question, Jake and RK, what are your takes on the new college football playoff?
So 12 teams?
Right.
I love it.
They just had an announcement, I think, of the dates of the games for 24 and 25 for potentially
and they said the first round of games will be on Friday and Saturday. 1 game on Friday, 3 games on Saturday.
Okay, so 2025 first round on campus sites.
2025. So that's 2 years from now?
Yeah, the year. Wait, it says date set for 24 and 25.
Okay, 24.
Oh, wait, so 25. It's the weird bowl thing. You know how so like this year's Rose Bowl is the 2024 Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
But it's the 2023
Oh,
season.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, because it happens in January.
Exactly. But that being said, on December 20th and 21st of 2024, that will be the first round of the 2025 college football playoff on campus sites, which is going to be electric.
Incredible.
I cannot wait.
So I tweeted this out because they said there's going to be the first round games. There's going to be 1 game on Friday and 3 games on Saturday. A Friday night college football home game, college football playoff home game at Folsom Field would break me. I would just turn to dust.
It'd be electric. Oh, I couldn't even imagine, man. It'd be so lit. Did you read Neely's comment yet?
Wait.
What is that even? It looks so unnatural to me to sit like this. I don't know. That's why I do every 10 minutes or so you just switch legs.
Yeah.
There's a tripod or balls.
Oh yeah, of course there is.
There is.
I don't know when spring or summer practices start yet.
Usually last week of July or first week of August.
Yes. Anyways, so there's like 10 days after that. So they're still playing the quarterfinals, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, Fiesta Bowl being on Tuesday, New Year's Eve, Wednesday, New Year's Day, the Peach Bowl, the Rose Bowl, and the Sugar Bowl. Then the semifinals, again, like weirdly 9 days after on a Thursday and a Friday, January 9th and 10th, the Orange Bowl and the Cotton Bowl. And then the CFP National Championship, another 10 days, Monday, January 20th. That is late now. We're pushing this natty late.
Yeah, we are. It's kind of an interesting. I would have pushed it earlier so you didn't have to compete at all with the NFL.
Right. Yeah, that's like divisional playoff weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a Monday, though.
I guess the hard thing, though, is you got to start once school starts.
That is true.
Because like that was always like the best thing, man. You like you go to your classes, usually like the first day of classes on like a Wednesday or something.
Yeah.
So then it's like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday's the Rocky Mountain Showdown, like CU, CSU. That was just the best. Like once school started, you're like, damn, school's starting. But also football season is here.
Yep. Can't wait, man. I'm so excited. About time the playoff expanded too. Next question.
Amen.
Val, welcome back. How soon before the NCAA change the transfer portal rules? Could be tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be soon. It's going to be soon.
I'm sure they're tweaking as much as they can at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just glad that we're in a position to take advantage of it right now.
You remember our guy Trevmon?
No.
He wrote that big like website article thing.
Oh, yeah.
He messaged me the other day, and we were talking about something like that, about how Prime barely, with the hire of Coach Prime, it barely like got CU within the window to allow Coach Prime to like add this many kids. So what did he say? Had Prime been hired by CU only a year or two ago, he'd be constrained to 25 plus 7 annual limit of
transfers.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, Coach Prime is not the first one to do this with a massive roster overhaul, but he is obviously attracts all the spotlight. Mm-hmm. So what's going to happen is the NCAA is going to have a fit over what they did. And once Colorado is good this year, it's going to cause even more issues, and people are just going to be like, this isn't the NFL. It shouldn't just be, wild west.
Right.
Blah, 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 blah. Like all the haters who are right now saying that Colorado's going to win one game when they win a lot more than that are going to be like, well, this shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah,
I don't really
course.
understand exactly how Coach Prime was just allowed to do this. This isn't right.
Meanwhile, he's not the first coach to do this and won't be the last coach.
Lincoln
to do
Riley
this.
did it. Jay Norvell did it right up
Yes.
the road.
Yes.
Just no one noticed because they sucked ass.
PD Swag, what's up, man? What bowl game do you see the Buffs going to next year, if any? Maybe the Alamo Bowl or New Year's Six. A New Year's Six would be. I don't even know what to say about that possibility.
Our
Be
last
amazing.
2 bowl games have been the Alamo Bowl.
Is that a
26
Pac-12 tie-in bowl?
Yeah, it's Pac-12, Big 12.
Okay.
And it's the highest rated team that doesn't make whatever, other bowls.
So
So it's like College Football Playoff, Rose Bowl, Alamo Bowl.
right. I'm trying to find the Pac-12 bowl tie-ins. Wasn't this year the last year of the Rose Bowl being like that because of the CFP though?
Probably.
Okay. If you give me a second, I can pull this up.
All right.
All right. Pac-12.
Hopefully we didn't miss any Neely comments because last time we got yelled at for that.
All right. The Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl. That's against the Mountain West. The Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl. It says versus TBD, most likely the Big 12, though. The Holiday Bowl versus the ACC. The Las Vegas Bowl versus the SEC. The Sun Bowl versus the ACC. And the Alamo Bowl versus the Big 12.
What was the first one versus the ACC that you said? Oh, the Holiday Bowl.
Holiday Bowl.
Holiday Bowl, CU, Florida State.
Could you imagine?
I don't know what Florida State's looking like. I know they have that quarterback who I really like, Jordan Travis.
Jordan Travis, yeah.
Yep.
They were good last year.
Yeah,
And then
they
you have
were.
the Sun Bowl, too. That's another ACC tie-in bowl.
Right. Where's that one played?
Sun Bowl, I believe, is El Paso, Texas.
Okay.
I think. And then it says from the ESPN owned and operated bowl games, the Pac-12 will be able to fill one of these 3 slots: the Armed Forces Bowl, the First Responder Bowl, or the Gasparilla Bowl.
Neely says, I want CU, Florida State in any bowl. It can be the DNVR Bowl. Hey, Barstool got their own bowl, so why not us?
I know. Why not? Soon.
CU, Florida State would be insane.
Yeah. That's the matchup, man.
The dream matchup.
Yep.
That would be crazy. Put it in Florida, too, for all I care.
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, it'd be a home game for CU. Let's be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just kidding, but it'd be a lot of CU people out there.
Oh, yeah. CU fans love to flock to a bowl game. I speak from experience.
Key with the question: any update on the 3 players we're targeting from Houston, and what about Anthony Robinson?
Do we know anything on the Houston guys? Have they
I
announced any
don't.
visits?
I mean, they were here last week, or the linemen were here last weekend.
Okay, but not McCaskill.
Not McCaskill. He got that crystal ball, and then just kind of nothing. I don't know if I don't even think he visited.
Interesting.
Still only at 1 crystal ball.
All quiet on the Alton front.
Yes. So he entered last week, right? Like he entered, then immediately got that crystal ball, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yep.
He only entered last Wednesday, so it hasn't even been a week.
Right. Okay.
From Marico, yes, Xavier Weaver's coming.
Let's go.
John, what are your guys' top 3 go-to Breckenridge brews?
Okay. Number 1, Strawberry Sky. Number 2, Breck Lager. Number 3, Mountain Beach.
Yeah, Mountain Beach number 1 for me. I really like the Mile High City Golden Ale too.
Yep. I've also been on a Palisade Peach kick.
Oh, that's another great one.
That one slaps.
Yep.
That's also one thing that we haven't talked about as like a true Colorado staple is Palisade Peaches.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
I know Georgia peaches.
Well, yeah. Georgia peaches are obviously the most famous.
Right.
But we have our own area of Colorado that produces some delightful peaches.
And it makes for a delightful beer.
It does. And like great ice cream and all sorts of other great stuff.
Yeah, I'd throw the Palisade Peach as my third too then. Next one. Jays. Jake and Arcade, did y'all see 247 top 50 college football players this year? Only Travis was on there. Do you think Shedeur is being disrespected? Shedeur's been disrespected all offseason.
I think so too, although like some people are also putting him as a Heisman favorite. So it's a little bit all over the place, like all things that are near Coach Prime, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would say I need to see the list to see who number 50 is before I can decide. But in general, I think that he is going to be a top quarterback in college football, and so he should probably be in the top 50.
Let me try and find this real quick if I can. I don't think I'm going to.
Okay.
Got to get myself some Palisade Peaches.
Yes.
I got to.
Yes.
Absolutely. I love peaches. What's your favorite fruit?
Man, peaches are good. I really like kiwis.
Ooh, yeah, fire.
Great question. Strawberry. I probably have to go strawberries.
Strawberries for sure. Yep. Next question. From William, what two Pac-12 teams have the best potential to compete in the CFP this year?
USC. Got the returning Heisman Trophy winner.
Mm-hmm.
And then probably Utah.
They're
returning.
Cam Rising's back.
That pisses me off.
He does have a torn ACL, though.
Oh,
yep.
Okay.
So we'll see if he's able to start the year. I'll throw out Washington, though, man. Penix is just such a dog.
No.
No?
Washington always underachieves.
They do. So does USC, though.
That's true. That is true. What did Neely say up there? You ever seen so many people be fake mad about guys who didn't win leaving? I thought the goal was to win. That was a weird one. And I think, honestly, I talked about this a little bit. People just panic in the face of change.
Mm-hmm.
And so a part of this is that CU fans have been down bad for so long that seeing something happen so abruptly triggered like a fight or flight response that was like, oh my God, is everything crumbling right in front of our eyes again? And it was like, no, this is all going according to plan. Like, everyone calm down. But I really do think that was like a involuntary response to like years of college football trauma.
Well, yeah, I mean, go back a few years and see you like had players leaving for the portal, and it literally was like their entire team.
Well,
their
yeah,
best players.
I mean, this happened last year too.
Right.
The whole team hit the portal.
Yeah.
It was just a bad thing, not a good thing, because they downgraded instead of upgrading. I can't remember what the number was, but didn't they like lose 21 and only bring in like 7?
Yeah, because they didn't have the transfer rules.
Right. They couldn't get guys in. I remember there was like 4 guys who couldn't get through. And
right.
So I think, like I said, I think it was just so much so fast that some fans just freaked out thinking that, the world was caving in all over again.
Yeah.
But
CU fans have been through a
seems as
lot.
though people have calmed down, saw our graphic, watched our show.
Yeah, I think people have, I mean, it's always kind of alarming, I guess, when you see just entry after entry after entry after entry like they were, because it was unrelentless.
Yeah, I mean, I loved it, but I knew that there was plus signs coming after that.
Right.
And I think that's what people were worried about. And so once they started, once the plus signs started coming, then people are like, oh, okay, I see what's going on here.
Who's next?
Good
Got
question.
A few more. 25 more thumbs up to hit 300. Smash that thumbs up. James, what's your clap back at all these haters saying 2 to 3 wins CU? Just wait.
Watch. Yeah. That's all we can do.
Yep.
There is a world in which they start 3-0.
I mean, we already went through the schedule, but if you go through it again, CSU, you should beat them.
Yep.
TCU has lost so much.
Yep.
Nebraska is downgraded at quarterback. CU has a clear advantage at quarterback.
Oh yeah.
Over Nebraska.
And home.
Exactly. Yes. And then Arizona State, CU only lost to them by 8 last year. Yeah, you had a Jordan Tyson touchdown right at the end, but I mean that game was like.
Well, that wasn't like right at the end, garbage time. That was like 3 minutes left, punt return. Now you have a chance to get an onside kick and go score.
Right. You have Stanford on the schedule, man.
Yep.
Washington State's on the schedule.
Yep.
So we'll see.
I mean, in college football, a lot of times that first game can determine a lot about where you're headed. Now, also, weird and wonky things happen in the first game of the season, so it's not always like the best barometer of who you are.
Right.
But you kick it into gear against TCU, then you come home to Nebraska, which is going to be the most raucous atmosphere for a Colorado game in a long time. And then you get Colorado State the next week at home. Like, this could get off to a magical start.
Yep. I think we have one more question.
It was basically the same thing.
Oh, was it?
Record and what you think.
Genuinely think TCU will get punched in the mouth and CU plays them. They won't see it coming. I'm so excited to see that offense that night. And I'm assuming it's going to be at night.
I'm interested to see TCU's offense too, because you lost your leading receiver, you lost your leading rusher, you lost your quarterback,
Lost your center.
Yep, Steve Avila. You lost your offensive coordinator.
Man.
Like, people are not talking about the losses that TCU has suffered enough.
I know, and yet they're still 20.5-point favorites at DraftKings Sportsbook to win that game. It's so heavily based on what happened last year. Which I guess it kind of has to be. Well, it doesn't have to be, but it is predictable.
Right.
But, I mean, they also lost their best corner. They lost their best linebacker.
Edge rusher.
It's just go look at the draft and type in TCU and you'll just scroll down. Like, there's guys getting drafted from TCU in every round, which is like a great testament to how good they were last year. But Max Duggan is also one of those guys who's just like, he reminds me a lot of Sefo Lufau in the sense of like, he was just a dog at the position who just dragged them to victories. Like, once in a while, you just get one of those guys. And, you know, people might scoff at me comparing Sefo to him. Like, the Buffs were one win away that year from going to the college football playoff themselves. And so Max Duggan gets them in. Obviously, they won a game, which was really, really impressive. But there's something about that quarterback who just comes along and he's just like, losing is not an option.
Right.
And that counts for a lot. TCU was not going to be the same team without him.
Neely asks, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
The first question I would have is, what's a woodchuck?
That is a great question. Let's see if I can find out. Woodchuck. That's a woodchuck.
So it's a gopher, essentially?
Basically. A common Missouri rodent with short, powerful legs and a medium, long, bushy, and somewhat flattened tail.
Short, powerful legs. Let's sign him up. Woodchuck in the transfer portal?
Maybe. All right. Let's end this before we get any more off the rails, I guess.
Before we get trolled by Neely again.
I was trying to milk it so we get to 300 likes. We're at 292, though.
Damn.
Oh, we got a super chat. Lamar, what's up, man? Has the running back from Houston been offered?
Yes, I believe he has been offered.
Okay, I pulled up his page. There is Arizona State and Florida. That's all he said.
Oh, interesting.
So, I don't know. Some guys are just weirdly quiet like that. I mean, Jordan Tyson hasn't posted a single offer or anything, and I'm sure...
I also wonder if there
offers.
is some massaging going on here with this situation based on players who may be coming in.
Yeah.
If you catch my drift.
Yeah.
So there you go.
All right. We're at 296. We hit an hour today. Good on us. Good show.
Good on us. Let's go get some illegal Pete's.
Let's do it. Let's go Buffs.
Let's go Buffs.